stay fly, hustle through the sky, moonwalk on clouds, stack it up, cheddar, feeling better, proud, mind sharp, cutting through vibes, samurai sword, dropping bars, hit like a freight train aboard.
What's going on, guys? You like that little things writing on the coffee cup before I get in? I thought that was pretty cool. Marketing, let's talk about it. Hang on, I'm getting told to move here. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to talk on the panel the other day for the podium at the Workshop Success Summit. They asked me to come on about marketing, which I thought was pretty cool. Super flattered. One of the biggest takeaways, I'd have to say, I guess, around the conversations around marketing and I guess the misconceptions around social media, viral content and stuff like that. Chances are if you're watching this, you are an automotive business or you've got an auto electrical business, tyre business, panel shop, whatever it might be. And, you know, talking content is sexy. It's a bit of a buzzword, you know, creating viral reels and TikToks and all that sort of stuff. And I guess I just want to cut through the bullshit and be honest with you guys. Over the last 3 months, with the help of Leroy here that's filming, we've managed to get on average about 1 million views organically per month. We had one that got like 1.7 million views. We got some that have ticked just under 1 million. So shitloads, like lots of attention, lots of eyeballs. And that's just on Instagram. So that's not including TikTok, which we've got hundreds of thousands. Facebook, same, hundreds of thousands. So does that mean that my business has grown exponentially? No, the truth is no. You know, we've just gone through winter. As I've said in previous videos, we usually lose about 20-30% in revenue over the winter period. We've had a fantastic month. Fantastic month for July. All things considered, middle of winter, pretty much no commercial work in terms of the agricultural and stuff like that. But our social media's been like just pumping. It's been fantastic. The shit thing is, with content, it's not measurable. I can't actually measure X amount of views equals X amount of sales or customers or whatever it might be. From a local business standpoint, which is what you most likely are if you're watching this, unfortunately, like, social media probably isn't the best or the number one marketing lever to pull to grow your business. I've talked about this in the past, like marketing's one thing, but if we don't have a bulletproof lead nurturing process, then marketing doesn't really matter, does it? Because the people that are coming into our ecosystem are either getting forgotten about, not followed up, not quoted, your sales team sucks, whatever it might be. Even if you've got all these people coming into your ecosystem, like that, you know, we might be fumbling them. So the most important thing is the lead nurturing process. What are we doing there? Is it software, team development? You know, what is that actually converts eyeballs, attention to leads to then actually sales, which is the most important thing so we can grow, pay our team, make money, be profitable, all that sort of fun stuff, the most important stuff. The number one marketing lever that we have pulled to date is really boring. It's SMS marketing, okay? I don't know if I've mentioned it in the other videos, I can't quite remember, but we've ran an SMS promotion multiple times with the exact same framework in our business with other clients' businesses, and we'll drop the promotion and we will book in 50 to 60 services in 48 to 72 hours. That's just services, okay? So that's not upsell, top line revenue. So like, you know, you think about the upsells you get with across 50 or 60 services, we're looking at, you know, upwards of $50,000 or $60,000 in sales potentially. So that has been the number one lever. And the good thing is it's measurable. We can actually see, okay, I put this much into SMS marketing and I get this much out in sales. So that's what I really like about it. It is a lever that we can pull. We can go send, boom, and we get a return. Whereas social media, you're just sort of pissing in the wind. What is social media good for though? Lots of things, obviously. I think the only thing it's really good for is building trust, building rapport with your audience, so that when people come and visit for the first time or whatever, like they know who you are, they trust you, they've seen you on the internet, they know your personality, they know your sense of humor. And so it definitely builds trust with your audience. It actually goes further than that. Currently, in this current climate, I think everybody can put their hand up, me included, and say the hardest part of our game is probably people, okay? I'm not talking about the customers. Yes, we get some pricks of customers. I'm not going to deny that. Finding talent, finding top talent, finding key players for your organization, finding them, onboarding them, keeping them, retaining them, creating that workplace environment where people genuinely want to come and work for you. And I really think that's what social media does as well. We need to think, I talk about this with my clients. We need to not just think about marketing for new prospects, customers. We need to be thinking about marketing our business for new team members, new people to come into the organization. And I tell you what, that is one thing that I have definitely noticed since having like really doubled down on our organic socials and putting ourselves out there. Yes, it pisses a lot of local people off, which is just hilarious. It really does attract a lot of people. Like, we're in a position at the moment where I've actually turned down so many people that have come and dropped off resumes, introduced themselves, that are actually, 12 months ago, 2 years ago, I probably would have just hired them on the spot because we were that desperate to find new people. A lot of people, I think it would be the number one problem that people are facing, and they want some sort of blueprint or plug and play recruiting process, where we can just, click our fingers and we can find new people. It doesn't exist. I don't care what promises people are making. You can't just pluck people out of thin air. But what you can do is you can create a digital presence online, a brand, a set of standards, a personality with your business that will attract those people and potentially, solve the problem that you might have. But it's not a 5-minute fix. It's not something that you can just go, oh, sweet, we're going to build an audience and we're going to start doing content. Like, it takes time. Like, we've been chipping away at the whole social media game for a while. But yeah, just don't get it twisted. Views don't equal sales. Yes, it's sexy. It's going to attract talent. 100%, it's going to build trust with your community. But when we're talking about marketing, the best thing that we can do is collect data, mobile phone numbers. And outside of that, second to that, it's not even social media. It is old school, boots on the ground, cold call prospecting. And inside of Auto Cartel, we actually give you a bulletproof framework that we use to essentially go out there on a professional level. We put together a pitch deck, unique value proposition, and we show you how to actually go out, reach out to new prospects. And like, I've got a car sitting here waiting to come in that we recently onboarded through this process, and they've got like 16 vehicles. And you think, if I can go out there and put myself out there and introduce myself to some of these local businesses, if you get a business that's got 16 cars, like, you've just about got a car in there a week. So that's a real big focus for us. Old school, traditional, boots on the ground, cold call prospecting, because in a world that's full of social media and fugazi, that's the stuff that cuts through the bullshit. People want to talk to people still. People want to shake hands with who they're dealing with. They want to meet the person, look them in the eye. It sounds boring and simple, and like, I know you're probably looking for the secret potion, whatever it might be, but that's actually what works still. SMS marketing, it's measurable, it's predictable. Book out a calendar within 48 hours, but you've got to be collecting the data for that. And then second to that, old school, traditional cold call prospecting. And yes, you need to be working on your social media content in the background. It's the whole shebang. It's the whole lot. You tie that all in, that's what gets you to doing $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a month. I hope you enjoyed my rants. I hope that sort of covered a few things, because I think there's a lot of bullshit out there, and especially a lot of marketing agencies that you probably might get phone calls from, or you might think of opting into, and they're going to charge you $3,000 or $4,000 a month to come and do your social media, and like, you're not really, it's very hard to measure that return. It really is, especially for a small business. If you're doing sort of in that infancy stage, 50 to 100K a month, 150K a month, it's not really going to be feasible. There's a lot of this stuff we've done on our own, without any paid advertising whatsoever. I need to stress that, like, the first few years we didn't do any paid advertising whatsoever. It was all organic socials. It was all just boots on the ground prospecting. We didn't even really start tapping into the SMS realm until we, established a bit of a database. We've got like 8,000 contacts now. Be like really disciplined with your team and with yourself. Every single customer that comes through that door, whether it's just a lead or whether it's an actual customer, putting them into your database somewhere, having a CRM. If you don't have the money for like something like Podium, for example, what we use, invest in something like a free version where you can start collecting these leads, mobile numbers, so you can do SMS campaigns later on down the track. So at the moment, with the system that we've got, we're accumulating our database just from leads coming in. They're not even customers, they're just like potential customers for the future. So if we don't get a sale, sometimes I'm not even mad, because I just know that we've still got that contact and we're going to keep nurturing that person, down the track. We're going to boost in, as promised, going to show you the sales report, give you a bit of a look around. So this was for July. We're a little bit late dropping this YouTube video, so I do apologize. But yeah, basically just shy of 300K. I only worked 9 days for the entire month. Me, my wife, my beautiful daughter, we cruised over to Mexico for 10 days or so. Enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. Food was amazing. People were a bit scary. And then we went over to Miami for about a week. I went to a mastermind with the coach that I've got that helps me with my online business, Auto Cartel. So yeah, we're essentially away from the business here for the whole month. I think I worked about 9 days, a little bit of correspondence over the phone, and just checking in you know, on the software online. But that's about it, and it is possible. You can do it. 6 years ago this month, actually, we started out of the back of my ute from zero. Now come and have a bit of a look, and yeah, we'll show you how we went for July. So I got this 20 footer, thinking it would hide all of my scrap tyres, but we just filled it up within a couple of weeks, and so I should have got a 40 footer. But anyway, we'll get there. I've got the full enchilada going on this one. Lift kit, 4 wheels and tyres, ROH crawlers, Toyo AT3s, 285, 65, 18s. Remote res, Dobinson shocks. It's gonna look good. Ashy, handsome hunk of a man. Rightio, guys, moment of truth. So sales report. So July, and you can see July 1st, boom, 2025. Until July 31st. Yep, show report. 290 in sales, 123k GP, 46%. Pretty happy with the GP percentage, to be honest. 290k, a little bit shy, 300k for the month. Obviously we're going for the half a milli. We did like 415 back in May. So going down, frustrating, but I'm trying to keep it as real as I can with you guys and just sort of show you what we're doing. We're just about to come into that agricultural season. So depending on what the weather does in the next few weeks, all the harvest will start to pop off in the not too distant future. And then, yeah, usually it's either September or October, it starts to really pop off. And then we should see, as promised, I'm aiming for that, yeah, half a milli month before the end of the year. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you got some value, especially with the marketing side of things. If you have been tuning in for a while, and if you've been watching my content and you're curious about Auto Cartel, please reach out. It doesn't cost anything to have a chat to see if we can potentially help you. Guys, we've got some fantastic results in the community just in the last couple of months. We had some of the guys from Nat Autos, Maddie and Mick. They went from 420 billable hours to 610 in their first month. So that's an extra like 30 odd K in profit that we bolted on just from doing the billable hours audit, plus plugging in our pricing matrix. We tweaked their pricing and bolted on probably an extra just shy of 10K. So yeah, 30 to 40K in net profit bolted on in their first month, massive. We had Becky and Like from Likes Mechanical. They went from 45K a month to, they had a record month in July, 113, I think they hit 113K for in sales. We had Owen as well. He went from, I think he was doing about 50, 55. He had a record month, hit 97, so just a few grand shy of his first 6-figure month. And he's only been with us for a couple of months as well. So we're getting some like really, really good results, and I'm like super proud of what we're doing. So if you're interested, if you want to talk a bit more, shoot me a DM on Instagram, no problem at all. Make sure to leave us a comment if you got any questions or anything like that. If you want me to cover something else in like the next video, just leave a comment. I'd love to engage with any of you guys. Make sure to subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and hopefully you got some value. We'll see you for the next one. Cheers.